Welcome.
What's up?
To the Candid Athletic Training podcast. You know, I'm just realizing that this camera, like something's wrong with this camera. One, your head looks funny.
My head looks so big.
It looks so big.
I can't even wear this anymore.
What the heck is behind us? Oh, we switched spots here at the SE Lab here in Shorewood, Wisconsin. Welcome to the Candid Athletic Training. I'm Candid Athletic Training.
Oh, you're
podcast.
Candid Athletic Training.
Oh, gosh.
If you're Candid Athletic Training in my podcast?
Yes. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Chad.
Nice
happy Halloween, y'all.
Happy Halloweens.
Why don't you just break it down? So,
I would like somebody to guess who the heck I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, if you can't tell who I am, you don't deserve to listen to our show.
You clearly are not a true fan of Candid Athletic Training if you don't know who that man is supposed to be representing. Although, can I see that bike helmet you got?
Yeah, let's see if it fits you. You got to take your headphones off, though.
I will. I'm wondering is this meant for adults?
No, it's Bennett's.
I was going to say. Because this is... If it would have fit me, I would have been like, man, your kid's got a big head.
Bennett, every day he wakes up and he says, Packers, Packers, Packers. And we have to go downstairs and put on... we have to go on YouTube and put on Packer highlights.
Ooh, Packer highlights.
Or this year, lowlights.
Ooh.
And then as soon as they start, he's like, helmet, helmet, helmet. So I have to go get this Captain America bike helmet. And This is his football helmet.
That's his football helmet.
And that's what he watches his Packer highlights in.
He's actually a Packer player at heart from...
And it's tackle.
1927. No face mask, just the top. I love it.
It's golden. So, what about you?
What can... I'm going to have... Somebody needs to figure out who I am. I got a homemade thing right here. Right, this right here on the table.
Oh, what was the quote, Kevin?
What was the quote?
It's from one of my favorite movies.
Well,
apparently, if Kevin Joyce is correct, I want to know. I didn't check the email.
It is from Clue.
What was the quote? I am your singing telegram.
No,
I'm
gonna see if I can do it. Nice job, Kev. And if anybody needs me to do some quick calculations, I can do it right here.
I can do it faster in my head.
I know that you all have iPhones and you can do it on your iPhone, but I can do it on my wrist right here. Are you opening a beer? Yeah. Oh, nice. Good for you.
1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
Exactly.
1 + 2 +.
Well, that's what it was. That's not 6. Sure it is. 1 + 2 + 2 + 1. 1 + 2 + 2 +
1 + 2 + 1 + 1 or 1 + 1
That's not
+ 2
6.
+ 1. Anyways, there's one bullet left in the gun, and guess who's gonna get it? I heart that movie.
So
hardcore.
Obviously, I put a quote as the link pretty much every week, and I started asking my we call them patient care coordinators at my clinic, and one of my patient care
is that front desk person?
Yeah, front desk, and admins. Ooh. Foreshadowing. Every week I ask her to give I just say, give me a movie. I don't care what it is. Just give me a movie. And she freezes. She's like, oh my God, I don't watch movies. But I've trained her now. She comes prepared on every Wednesday to give me a movie that I can give a quote. I'm just trying to help the people out. I'm just trying to get people to watch movies, quote them, have a good time.
I think it was just Christopher Lloyd's birthday this week.
No way.
Because I saw something on social media, and it had like a bunch of his pictures, like in his different roles in movies. I was shocked at how many movies he was in. I didn't know. I didn't know he was in the Star Trek stuff. He was one of the Klingons or something. Like, he was all done up.
New or old?
Older, I believe. Older. And then there was at least one other movie where I was like, no way. I did not know that was him, and I'd have to go back and look. But
so Christopher Lloyd from what, Back to the Future?
I knew that he was in Back to the Future.
What's the like butler's name in Clue? What's his
Wadsworth.
No, what's the actor? He's also in
The Butler?
Yeah.
I Buttle.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
I don't know if Tim Curry is still alive.
I feel like he might have passed away a few years ago. That was the only question I had.
Who was the best character? Why haven't we done that as a FAT? Should we save it?
We've talked about it.
I don't know if a lot of the younger listeners would know, but we would actually. Here's an opportunity.
I think it's a great FAT.
I love that movie.
I mean, confession. I haven't seen that movie in probably 20 years.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah.
Do you want it? I have it. And
I'm sure I can find it somewhere, right? There is a board game now, a Clue board game that is geared towards like an escape room. It's called like a Clue Escape.
I'm in.
Me and Jackie were like,
anybody wants to send it to me for Christmas?
I think that is up our alley.
Yeah.
It's on HBO Max. Now I just got to get HBO Max again.
Oh, it is? Oh, cool. Such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Yeah, that Wisconsin right on the TV there.
Maybe we'll just have to save that discussion for when we ever choose to do the FAT.
Oh, yeah, we'll do it. What else we got for the folks?
So let's talk Halloween.
Well, let's thank some people first.
Oh, jeez.
Come on,
Pay
over
the bills.
yourself.
All right.
Pay the bills.
Healthy Roster.
HealthyRoster.com. Go to HealthyRoster.com for all your EMR needs. Reach out to them. They are the best. We said it here numerous times. They are the best. If you're using something else, you're wrong. And
one of our listeners just reached out and said their entire league, their entire professional league is looking at it and probably going to go with it. Oh, I would hope.
And listen, do us a favor.
Oh, I already talked to them. I said, you make sure that they know that this is because of Candid ATC.
You just let them know that Candid Athletic Training has been pumping it down your face.
Down your face, man.
To go with Healthy Roster for your EMR. Seriously, they do great things. They got athletic trainers that actually work for them. So they know what you're talking about. They know your concerns. They can understand your situation. Check them out. Who else do we need to thank? Smart Tools.
Smart Tools. I'm hoping we have to finalize this, but we're hoping to have Ed, who's like one of the educational coordinators for Smart Tools, on the show. Maybe if I remember to email him, we can get him on maybe in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll get him on hopefully in 2 weeks here, and then he can talk about Smart Tools, and then we can lock up the CEU stuff. So you can get 10% off anything at Smart Tools by using the simple code CANDID10. 10% off anything they have. Go ahead, check them out, Smart Tools. And then lastly, we have to thank Human Kinetics, who is one of our newer sponsors. 20% off Human Kinetics, any of their continuing education courses, whether that is no matter what form you want to do. You want to get a book, you want to do like an online course, whatever. 20% off using the code Candid CEU.
What else? I mean, so what else have they done for us?
We are in the middle of. In fact, tonight we have to do another giveaway.
Yeah, let's try.
We'll draw another name. We've had 3 so far, which means we have 9 left because they gave us 12 free courses. In each course, Kevin and I originally thought there was 4 CEUs, but we're not sure anymore. They might be worth 6. They might be worth 6 CEUs. We might have been just underselling.
Well, I think what happened is
actually Colleen's on the live stream.
Is Colleen here?
Wasn't she the first winner?
I think Colleen was the first winner.
Have you looked into it, Colleen? Colleen, let us know if it's 4 or 6. We might be giving away 6 CEUs.
6.
And not 4, and we just lied. We're not sure.
Listen, you go over to CandidAthleticTraining.com and you get yourself a membership. You are automatically put in the pool to get this free course, Kinetic Anatomy. And I think the reason we thought it was 4 is because it's the 4th edition of Kinetic Anatomy. And I think it just sounds cool. I mean, get yourself some CEUs. Get yourself a membership. The bang for buck, 6 CEUs for the cost of a membership, worth it. Worth it.
Yeah, we're going to give away 9 more of those courses.
You don't even have to listen to us. Just tell all your friends. Sign up for a membership. Get a free course.
And as always, we are in the works with a couple other companies. Hopefully, we can lock it up. Things go way slower than we always think. But we've got a couple more things coming. Hang in there. Stick with us.
And just in case you're listening, Mom, I can't answer the phone. I'm on a podcast.
Oh, she called you?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Every once in a while, she tries to tune in. She usually
Why don't you put her on?
She usually catches the.
Ask her favorite athletic training story. We can put the.
Her favorite athletic training story is trying to explain what her son has done for the last, I guess, 15 years of his life to all of the people that ask what he does for a living. And now I only made it more complicated by owning a clinic, probably. Anywho.
Yeah, so let's talk before we get into the show. It's Halloween week.
Which you won't talk
We're
about.
both dressed up if you're not watching it on YouTube or live stream. If you're just listening to it in audio, he is representing his favorite movie.
Pretty much.
It's your favorite movie, isn't it? Or it's in your top? It's on your more.
100% on my Mount Rushmore.
For sure.
100%.
It's that. It's what? It's Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this so many times. Your other two favorite movies.
I'd have to put Dark Knight up there.
Yeah. 6 CEUs, Colleen said.
Thank you, Colleen.
So we're stupid. We've been posting that we're giving away 4 CEUs. We're giving away 6.
Our mistake. One of many. We make a lot of them.
A lot.
Now, what do you want to talk about? Halloween costumes?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
So are you going to do any trick-or-treating with Abe this year?
Probably
right
not.
now?
Probably no, not
too young.
Not trick-or-treating, but we did get him a costume. We're going to a Halloween party on Saturday.
What's he going to be?
He is a hedgehog.
Sonic.
No, traditional.
I really liked playing Sonic the Hedgehog. We had Sega. We had Sega.
I was not a Sega.
We never had a Nintendo. We had a Sega.
Nintendo.
So we got the crappy games.
It's so true. I
didn't mind. Like Sega had some pretty cool sports games.
Oh, that's a good point, though.
They had worse everything else, but I thought better sports games. The first generation stuff.
Until
until Madden.
Well, and then
until
Madden.
like PlayStation.
I would argue until
like Nintendo. What was Nintendo, like the original Nintendo? What was their best sports game? They have any
original Nintendo?
Yeah.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yeah, that's a legit game right there for sure.
What's Excite Bike? I think was on Nintendo.
Okay, was it?
It was pretty fun. It was like BMX biking.
Yeah. I just didn't know it was like for Nintendo. Tecmo Bowl was on Nintendo.
Hey, who beat me to that? I bet it was Kevin.
Kevin, yeah.
All
right, so Tecmo Bowl is legit.
I would say now if you jump, my generation was Super Nintendo more, and then moving into N64. Ken Griffey Baseball was amazing.
I liked
Ken Griffey Baseball was amazing.
I liked in the original Nintendo Baseball Stars, I believe it was called.
Baseball Stars.
You would like create your own like team, and then it was like the first franchise. Like you would have to hire.
You love those games.
I do. I love the strategy side of it.
Did you you never got into like MLB The Show though, right?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't actually like playing the games. I just like kind of like the other stuff.
You love either
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt. I mean, it's technically sporting. You love those games.
Oh my God, Kevin.
What do we got?
Or Nate. Jesus Christ, Nate. Kayla jumped in. She said, I'm late, which Nate promptly responded to, congratulations, rookie, boy or girl. How far along are you? Holy shit.
And
she's late to the show,
Nate.
Nate.
To the show. To the show.
Thank you, Kyle. Baseball Stars, legit. You always have to start playing.
I don't think I ever played baseball.
And like you would play you'd play the games, and if you won, you would collect your portion of the gate, like whatever the attendance was. So you always wanted to play
this?
I always would go over to my friend's house that had Nintendo just to play these games.
Okay, so now Sega. Do Sega. Mount Rushmore of original Sega sports games.
Sports games?
Do you remember?
No.
If you can't remember, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
I do. I think on Sega, I think it was the NHL game. That might have only been
there
on
was
Sega.
A pretty legit
I love that one.
Yeah, I played that on Sega, but also there was a good one in Nintendo.
Was there? Was it the
like
same game?
it was way different because the one on Sega actually had NHL. The one on Nintendo that I remember from like when I was younger, you could like select either like the skinny guy, the average guy, or the big dude.
Yeah,
I liked that.
it was awesome. You had to build your team around it.
Yeah.
Did you just have a bunch of power guys, or did you have all fast guys?
I mean, you know me, I'm all about the speed, so I went all skinny guys.
It might have been NHL Live. I don't know, Nate. It's been a while. You know what I miss?
World Series baseball on Sega was pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What I miss
Wasn't
is,
NBA Jam a Sega game?
I don't know if that was strict Sega. I remember playing NBA Jam at home, and I never had a Sega.
You might be right.
Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I was playing at my cousin's house. My
cousin in the arcade.
My cousin had Sega, and I had Nintendo.
I always wanted a Nintendo because one, Mike Tyson, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was like one of my favorite. There was like a pro wrestling game.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on original Nintendo. I don't know if this is a hot take. One of the hardest games that's ever existed in life.
I agree.
I don't think there's a human alive that has beaten that game.
You're probably right. I never got very far. I suck at video games.
This will speak to your heart.
Have you seen the Gotham Knights?
No.
It seems like just like everything we used to play. Like,
excuse me,
but
Gotham
like
Knights?
It's the new version with like with Robin and Red Hood and everything like that. It seems very dark, and it might be the whole DC. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Is it on PlayStation?
I think it's on everything.
Well,
so you'll have to look at Gotham.
Everything's on
Knights.
everything now.
Yeah.
WrestleMania. WrestleMania might have only been on Sega. Back in the day.
Maybe.
I remember playing a WrestleMania game when I was a little kid, and it was epic.
We got off on a huge rant there. That was great.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
We're gonna have to start it.
Do you want to do a podcast? I don't think not yet. Maybe we need to rant about a couple other things.
No, let's do some more Halloween talk as we get through the show.
Okay,
so let's
fine.
just get into it. Everything we just talked about was what we want our other show to be. Just talking stupid stuff like video games.
I would have to get back into some.
Oh, Kyle's right.
What do we got?
NCAA football on Sega was.
Oh.
Yeah.
I never, ever in my life have played the NCAA football.
When you can play Madden?
Yeah.
Again, the NCAA version
NFL
is kind of more like, oh, you can recruit and whatever, do all that stuff. And
would you rather play NFL Blitz or Madden?
Did y'all see the podcast video tagged y'all in on Instagram? I don't think I did.
I'm not sure.
I'm just going to type this in here. Best
what?
Original
Sega games.
Yeah.
Might as well keep going.
Now I'm hooked.
Is there any good Halloween
Streets
games?
of Rage, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Phantasy Star.
No
Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine was kind of like their version of what's the game where the shapes twist and as it's coming down? Tetris, thank you.
See, and that's the problem with Sega. So many of the games were
rip-offs.
This is the version
Contra, Mortal Kombat, Altered Beast was Golden Axe.
Mortal Kombat was only on Sega, wasn't
Michael
it?
Jackson's Moonwalker was a terrible game,
That's
actually.
probably a terrible game.
Super Street Fighter.
That was on Nintendo.
Super Street Fighter 2?
That was on Nintendo. That's not just Sega.
All right.
That's not just Sega.
Madden 94, NHL, Streets of Rage. Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh, I remember that, yeah. You know what? Earthworm Jim. I played a lot of Earthworm Jim when I was a kid. I'm telling you, one of my favorite games ever on Super Nintendo was definitely Ken Griffey Jr.'s Baseball, though.
For sure.
The Home Run Derby and Ken Griffey Jr.'s Baseball was awesome.
All right, I'm just going.
Amazing. And Super Street Fighter 2, it was on Nintendo. because I played the crap out of that. I'm sure I have arthritis in my hands from it.
Thumb arthritis. Do you think you think what's a better way to get thumb arthritis? Your cell phone or video games?
Video games.
Think so?
Yeah, why not? Entertainment versus
maybe
whatever. What, texting? Writing paragraph texts?
Now they got talk to text.
Talk to text. Everybody just FaceTimes now. Nobody texts anymore. You know what? The kids nowadays, they don't text anymore. They snap.
I know, it's so
they
weird.
They DM. They don't use text message because I think they figured out they probably can hide their conversations from their parents easier.
They should.
I don't want to see that crap.
All right, let's do some athletic training talk.
No. Okay.
We're going to do our friend or foe. And this, I don't know how this is going to go. Kevin, friend or foe? Administrative meetings.
Oh.
Meeting with your supervisor, your AD, whoever it might be, somebody who basically oversees your department, your whatever. And even if you're not the head person, you probably still have a conversation or involved in some sort of meeting.
I'm going to wear this watch every day that we have a podcast now because I'm going to do math faster than you can do it in your head.
Ask me a question, go.
7 divided by 9.
It's 7.7 repeating.
You're on the dot. Well, I mean, it's not 7 points. 0.777777777. You're weird. You're weird.
Well, it's just because after the first one, you know it's always going to be 7, so it's still 70.
I don't know how to clear this. Anyway,
is there something wrong with me?
Yes, yes. Although I'm listening to this book right now, you would enjoy it, and our listeners would enjoy it.
It's audio form.
Yeah. So it's called Range, and think broadly.
It's the Ozzie Smith story.
Yeah, right. Backflips and range. Essentially, how somebody that's not a specialist is actually, better than a specialist. Like it's taking a world that we've said you need to be Tiger Woods, you need to play golf from the time that you're 6 months old and get good at this versus, and this is the first example in the book, versus Roger Federer, who played tennis when he was a kid, but he also played soccer, he also played this, he also played that.
He did?
And actually didn't really...
Is that in the book?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just making that up. No,
it's in the book.
Extremely impressed with your Roger Federer
I had no
knowledge.
idea. I had no idea. But this idea of even thinking about in sports in general, like, is it better for athletes to only do the one activity, or is it better to do all of them?
All of them.
Right?
100% of the time.
So this book goes into many different examples of it and why, and I'm only on chapter 5 or something, but they started talking about math and how if you teach somebody how to, what's 10 divided by 2, right? 5. What's another way of thinking about 10 divided by 2? And you can, however you want to word it or however you want to portray it, it's better to know 7 different ways to get to the same answer than only know how to divide, right?
Sure.
So what goes into 10 2 times, right? Like what would you have to add twice or multiply by 2 to get 10?
Sure.
Right? And
it's reframing the question.
Reframing the question. That's going to stick in our head better. We're going to be able to take that knowledge and apply it somewhere else versus get into a situation where the only thing we know how to do is divide. Then how can we multiply? Right?
Okay.
So I don't know. Whatever. It's a great book. If anybody wants to read it, anybody wants to listen to it, Range. It's the one I'm listening to right now. Captain America needs no more range. He's good at everything because he's got America's ass.
That is America's ass.
All right, back to admin.
Administrative meetings. Yeah, friend or foe? Meeting with your boss.
The soft answer is
meeting
friend,
with your boss's boss.
Right? It's good to be able to voice your opinion. It's good to give your boss, your administrative person, whoever is not in the trenches with you, a light into your world. That would be the friend side of it. You get to talk athletic training with somebody that maybe doesn't fully understand it.
They better.
But you're always clenched, right? You're probably always clenched. So is that a foe?
I mean,
is it a foe to have stress about a meeting when maybe you need to be focusing about 70 other things?
How many times do you have a meeting and you're like, God damn it, I wish I was treating athletes, or I should be treating these athletes or getting these athletes better? I think more often than not, you are thinking about the duties that you could be doing when you're doing these administrative meetings. I think most people think probably like, I'm wasting my time here. I could be doing more productive things. I think the flip side of the argument is it's a chance to advocate. It's a chance to promote yourself. It's a chance to promote the profession. Like those are the few opportunities where you, hey, look, this is the impact that I'm having. That would be the argument for the friend. I actually think it's going to be.
It's not in your normal work hours, though. I bet you got to come in early for it.
There you go. There's another foe. It's like, oh gosh, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's kind of like an accelerant, like having a kid.
Like Lamplighter's accelerant.
Oh, that's a good one. I loved that guy. Did you ever see The Following? Well, let's hold off on Lamplighter. Let's write that down.
You ever seen X-Men?
Oh yeah, he was an X-Men, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was who was he?
Iceman. The Iceman.
Oh.
Bobby,
that's right. Yeah.
They don't call him Iceman in there.
So it's like having a kid. If you have a good relationship and you have a kid, your relationship's going to get better. If you have a bad relationship and you're like, oh, let's have a kid together.
Interesting.
Then your relationship's just going to get worse.
Interesting.
You follow?
I follow.
So like if you have a good relationship with your administration, administrative meetings are probably productive and you probably think it's a friend. If you hate your administrator and you have a meeting, you probably come out of going, I hate this person even more. They don't understand that, whatever. I think it kind of depends on. So
the phrase "it depends" doesn't exist in friend or foe. Sorry, Dave. You're gonna have to pick one.
You're right. Ultimately, administrative meetings to me, I'm gonna say foe.
Okay.
I'm gonna say foe because I think time is money. I think your performance should speak for itself. If you do a good job, you shouldn't have to tell your boss that you're doing a good job. They should just know I'm doing a good job. Or they should hear from somebody else, whether that's the athletes, whether that's the coaches, whether it's the rest of the staff you work with. This person is irreplaceable. This person is doing a great job. So I don't need a meeting to tell them that I'm doing the best that I can or I'm doing a good job. And if I need something from my administration, send a friggin' email. I don't need a meeting. So I'm going to say administrative meetings are foe.
I was so going foe until you said that.
Oh, now you just want to play the opposite role?
No. I hate
sending emails?
Yeah.
So you go the other way.
I'm going to go friend solely from the standpoint of I would rather talk to my administration than email my administration.
No, because you know what's going to happen? They're going to tell you one thing because they're talking out of the side of their mouth. They're going to kiss your ass, and then they're going to turn around and do nothing for you.
Kiss my ass?
They're gonna like, oh, we appreciate you so much.
Glad hand you.
Yeah, they're gonna
Brown
just like kiss.
Ya?
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh my God, everything is great and you're doing wonderful, whatever. And then they're gonna turn around and say, look, we need something else from you.
You're so right, Kayla. You need it in writing. All right, I'm only gonna go friend because I feel like I am better in person than I am.
You're singing telegram
in the words that I type with my fingers.
You're better talker than typer?
Probably. I would, yeah. No, I am.
I sure hope for the sake of this show.
Just depends on how many beers I've had before the administrative meeting.
Oh.
If I've only had 2, I'm fine. I'm cool.
Buzzed up.
If I've had 7, I might be slurring some words. Well, it also depends on the type of beer. If it's PBRs, I can have 20 of them probably. I don't know. You know, I went to Pick and Save, our local grocery store. If you bought a frozen pizza, you got $10 off a 12-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
So how much is a 12-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon?
That was the next part. Full price, $9.99.
So you got it for -1 cent. They paid you to drink their stuff.
They were on sale. The 12 packs were on sale for $9.49.
So you got 51 cents.
I did not get 51 cents.
They didn't give you.
I didn't get like a credit. I think I deserve a credit, but whatever. I still got a free case of beer.
That's interesting. When was the last time you had a PBR?
Oh, probably within the last year.
Does anybody outside of Wisconsin drink PBR?
Yeah.
Is it pretty popular still?
Amongst the hipsters and people over the age of 60. Yeah. It's classically still the beer you can get a PBR tall boy for like $2.50 in a lot of places.
Wow.
When we were going out, I'm sure me and you were out at some bars, and I bet I was drinking a PBR because it was $1. There were places when me and you were men about the town that on certain nights,
hole in the walls,
$1 PBR nights. Most of those are going to be dive bars, corner bars, but holy cow, that's why you live in Wisconsin.
Nothing but dive bars here.
Are we on friend or foe still?
Yeah, I mean, you said what?
I'm going to go friend. I'm just better in person. I'm better in person.
Oh, yeah. Nate just stroked out.
Oh, God.
Or somebody stepped on his keyboard.
Does he have cats? Meow. What's next?
Do you want to do? We have to do our fat because we don't even have an FMK yet.
Did anybody give us an FMK?
No, if you're on the live stream, give us an FMK. We'll do it. But let's do our fat. We're gonna do the boys.
Da boys.
Hi, wife. Apparently Nate's wife was on the keyboard.
The wife stroked out. Okay. All right. Keystrokes.
So last week, we had a poll, or a couple weeks ago, we had a poll up, and they wanted us to do. I don't even remember what we did last week. What won the poll?
What won the poll?
Yeah, what was in first place? And the poll, the boys was in second place.
What did we do last week?
It was I'll just turn the page.
Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride. Thank you. So this week we're gonna do what finished in second place, and that's The Boys.
The Boys.
So Kevin and I have both finished season 2. We neither of us have seen season 3.
Is it all? Is all of season 3 out yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good because I need to binge.
Yeah. So I think season 3 is completely out. So Kevin and I will get to that at some point. So we're gonna do the 7 here.
Hold on. Do you have HBO Max? You have?
Yeah,
HBO
I do.
Max. Might need to steal your password.
Yeah. So
I mean, don't listen to that HBO. I didn't steal anything.
We're gonna do the 7, which technically there's 8 because somebody got out of the 7, so they replaced that person. Shh. I'm just saying they got out. So
maybe in their world, 7 means 8.
So we won't be doing The Boys. We won't be doing Huey. We won't be doing MM. We won't be doing Frenchie, and we won't be doing Butcher. Which I didn't know some of the stuff that he was all in. So you said you liked it before we started the show tonight. You're like, I really like this show.
I think it's a great show. I'm
do
not
too.
Gonna lie. There are moments where I'm like, all right, whatever. Like I'm kind of getting a little bored, but then like it snaps back into this like, what the fuck just happened there?
Yeah, I love the concept. I love
towards the end of the second season, when there are 2 people that are soups and they're basically the only way they can get their jollies off is practically trying to kill each other.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was like, that was cool. And,
Well,
and not just because it was half porn. It was just because.
Which part?
So, towards the end of the second season, maybe half to towards the end.
Oh, with the head?
Nope.
Oh,
yeah. Yes. In the alley?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Like those two. When that starts happening, I'm
Bobcat?
like... Bobcat.
Is it Bobcat? Or Popcat? Popclaw. Sorry, Popclaw. A-Train's girlfriend.
No.
That was
Popclaw.
Remember that one?
Yes.
That was like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened.
No. I'm talking about like what you were just saying, in the alley, head against the wall.
Yeah.
I think that was a great representation of like way better than the Hulk and freaking Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow.
Yeah.
I mean, these are two superheroes. No chance just regular like flirtation and like sex is going to get them off. They got to try to kill each other.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I was like, that's thinking. I liked it.
All right. So let's talk about which member of the 7.
All right, the 7
would make the best athletic trainer.
The 7, by the way, are like the superheroes.
The superheroes who are they all have their things.
The ones that are supposed to be saving the world. But yet,
behind the scenes, they all have their own
assholes.
agenda. Maybe not all of them, most of them.
They got their issues. Daddy and mommy issues everywhere. Okay, give me one. Just wear gloves. What?
I think let's just start with the most obvious one. This guy. The complete ripoff of this guy here. He's like a cross between Superman and Captain America. It's Homelander. It's like if Superman and Captain America had a baby, that's Homelander. That's who he's supposed to be out in front of people. He's got the most amount of abilities, and he's the dirtiest person in the room. Maybe the second dirtiest person in the 7. He's the second dirtiest person in the 7. He's all out for himself.
All out for himself. Only cares about himself. Has some serious psychological deficiencies, issues.
Whoa.
That are
what do you think his testosterone level is at?
1.5 million.
Whatever the highest number possible is.
Whatever you get to the peak and then it starts coming down and like you stop like having the benefit of testosterone of making you strong and manly and things like that. He tipped over the edge to be like, nope, not now. You're just a psychopath. He really is. He's a good talker though.
Yeah, he's really polished.
Smooth talker.
He's very succinct. He's a
man with a plan, even though everything in his head is chaos. What is wrong with you? What is going on with your headphones?
I don't know.
Are they dead?
No, they're just hurting my ears.
Hurting your ears?
Yeah, it's maybe I haven't worn them in a couple of weeks, so I'm just not used to it. Yeah.
Well, they're supposed to be over the ear.
I know.
They're pressing up against my ears.
Yeah.
Your gun is digging into my hip.
What's that?
Ace Ventura.
That's what I thought. I just didn't want to say it.
Homelander.
So he can fly. He's got laser eyes. He's strong.
Think Superman. Strong as can be. Fly.
Just no cool breath. No X-ray vision.
He can.
Oh, the hearing. Super hearing.
He can hear like heartbeats and stuff.
Oh, he does see through walls.
He has X-ray vision.
He does. They did show it once.
He can burn some crap.
So, he's got some cool party tricks. You don't want him anywhere near your kids or your athletes.
His super abilities are very, very good for being an athletic trainer.
Yeah, it's going back to episode 1. Superman.
His smooth talking is very, very good for your administrative meetings. But his deep secrets of being a psychopath, he is going to snap and just kill athletes.
Yeah. So
because the other thing is he has no consequences. 0 consequences.
And there's no way to rein him back in.
Nope. Because he is the most powerful one. And so therefore nobody can say anything to him.
All right, let's go with Maeve, Queen Maeve. Super strength.
Basically Wonder Woman.
Yep. Is that it's just strength, right?
Here's my problem with Maeve so far. she seems, and without giving spoilers, like this is, for the most part, I've said, what the hell? She has to have more to her than this. She is not somebody.
She's holding back.
She's holding back all the time.
Yeah. Up until the last episode of season 2.
Yep, 100%. But
she kind of was getting put in her place.
Always.
Just wearing it.
Always.
Which kind of reminds me of being an athletic trainer. You're never really dictating anything. We're the shield.
Sure.
We're the shield. We're always on the defense. We're never on the offense as athletic trainers. Schedule changes, treatments, whatever it is, we just wear it. And she wears it better than anyone. She just deals with it. Although now she started showing signs of breaking down mentally in the middle of season 2 with the alcohol, the drinking, the smoking, which is acceptable if that's if that's what you need to do to get through your tough day.
She did start smoking some weed.
But she does. She also holds everything in.
Yeah.
She doesn't get it out. Actually, she lashes out every once in a while, which is probably not the best way to do it.
But she got
her secrets too.
Yeah, but she does what she needs to do in order to get the job done.
Yeah, and I would say
their job is not necessarily a great job.
And I would say of all the members of the 7, she's the most well respected by everyone. Even Homelander really is like, I'll tip my, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because I respect who you are. Nobody else, everyone hates Homelander.
Yep.
But they all love Maeve. She's the most respected.
All right, she's winning so far.
All right.
What's next?
A-Train. Speedster.
All about himself.
Very selfish.
Drug addict.
Performance-enhancing drugs.
Secretive.
If there was a compound V for athletic trainers that made you tape an ankle better, would you take it?
No.
No?
No, but if it made me have the ability to fast forward time so that I could get to past the past the healing phase quicker, right? Past that that moment, hey, we just gotta stop. We just gotta stop doing things because I always want to do, and sometimes the answer is stop. If it could get me past that, yeah, I'd probably take it.
He's taking orders from Homelander. He's running Compound V. He's just kind of doing orders for somebody else.
I would take a crap ton of Compound V if I knew if I treat this area, you'll feel better.
You know where A-Train would be
2 seconds.
You know where A-Train would be a really good athletic trainer? Tournaments.
Oh God, he gets everybody.
15 fields of soccer fields.
So he's the Flash.
30, right? Yeah, he's 30.
He's the Flash.
He's covering tournaments. That's what he should be doing. He should be Gopher Ellis poster boy.
Yeah, he's just not.
He's just an order taker, and he doesn't ever think for himself. Yeah. Really, he kind of just does what everybody else wants him to do.
You know what? And he would be a little bit of slime ball that might work his way up into professional sports, only to say that he's in professional sports.
Yep.
He just wants the free shoes.
All right.
Just want the free shoes.
What about the
Don't
deep?
Really care about anything else.
The deep.
That dude can talk to fish.
For what it's worth, this guy's working Aquaman. Swimming.
This guy's working swimming.
He's the version of Aquaman we always wanted and
he's got
needed.
Freaking gills.
Literally.
He's got some serious.
I mean, could you imagine just being able to hang out in the water the whole time and not have to worry about it? No,
but he's getting fired. I mean, he's getting fired within the first day.
He lost himself. Okay, yeah, sexual harassment, not great. It's a bad look. He's a womanizer.
He's getting fired.
Now he's trying to make up for it.
Yeah, but
he just doesn't have any qualities that would make him a good athletic trainer. I don't see any.
He has yet to show a redeeming quality.
All right, we'll move on. That's an easy one. Black Noir. Nobody knows anything about this guy.
Finally, this guy started actually being involved in the show. A season and a half in. Just hold your horses if you just started.
He's like the hit. Well, here's who he is. He's an athletic trainer because he's always in the background and nobody ever sees what they do. Nobody knows what he does. He is the athletic trainer.
He does a lot of the dirty work. And some of that dirty work, whether you're on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence, he does the dirty work that gets the job done. Nobody knows who he is.
All right, season 3.
Nobody's seen his face.
Apparently he's more. Oh, he's got a peanut allergy.
Oh, he does have
so
a tree
nut allergy. Yeah, and also they say he's more involved in season 3. So maybe we'll get to know him a little bit.
I'm sure he is, but like, let's be honest, he's part of the 7, and it took until like the end of season 2 to even see him actually do anything. He reminds me of.
He's probably the best like hand skills.
Yeah, he's like a ninja.
He's a ninja, so he would be really kind of cool to watch tape.
Have you seen like the G.I. Joes with Channing Tatum?
Maybe one of them.
Like these like more recent G.I. Joe whatever movie things.
I might have seen one. I don't remember really. I haven't locked in.
He's the guy that you never see the face.
Yeah.
It's the exact same character.
Okay.
Except he has super strength and things like that.
Starlight.
Very stealthy. He's up there for me actually still. Black Noir is still up there with me.
Okay.
Starlight, okay?
I
she
think
needs
personality
electricity to do anything.
Personality-wise, she's clearly the best. She's probably considered the only hero or good one. Everyone else is like an anti-hero or a villain in the show. I think personality-wise, you're told to root for her deep down.
Of course. I mean, she's the only humble and honest, like actually good. Like she's got good bones to her.
Yeah.
Super strength. She can use light as energy, electricity as energy to like create power.
Yeah, which I don't think
she's just young and naive though.
I mean, so she's basically I think we talked about this when we talked about Yoda. She could be her own CPR, her own AED.
Right? She could.
I think.
If she was in defib or AFib. She needed to be defibbed.
So her skills are irrelevant.
Her personality though.
She stands up for herself. She's straightforward, she's open. She doesn't put up with people's bullshit. She's the athletic trainer we all want to be, but probably aren't.
She's pretty adaptable and kind of like manipulative. To be honest.
A little bit.
But in a very like good way. Like she would be able to take an athlete that is throwing a temper tantrum and figure out how to make it their idea that they need to do their rehab.
Yeah.
So far, pretty high up on the board. Then.
All right, there's 2 left. And one, I'm going to shock you. I'm going to say, Sneaky might be my favorite athletic trainer. Translucent, which was in like a total of like an episode, maybe 2.
I think it was 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Almost.
He's like Mr. Invisible, but that's not his superpower. He says, being invisible is not my superpower. When I'm invisible, it's being able to read people. That's his super skill. Mm-hmm. Being able to, watch people and know what they...
Interesting.
And understand them.
Okay.
And that's what makes a good athletic trainer. That's why I think sneakily, he's like one of my top ones. Because 2, 1, he can hide out. You can just see what's going on.
He's always got to be naked though.
I'm fine with it. I'm naked more often than I should be. Not at work.
Okay.
But being able to understand people, isn't that what this profession is all about?
It's a good point.
Motivating factor.
It's a really good point.
So he's probably my number 2 pick.
Okay. All right.
Also, he's got steel skin.
He does.
So for what it's worth,
yeah, you can't. No,
you can be standing.
Skin.
Yeah, you can be standing on the sideline as much as you want. Get run over, you're fine.
Only way.
They're all like that. I guess.
Only way to take him out is getting on the inside.
Yeah,
where all the feels happen.
Yep. last one is Stormfront.
God, this lady.
I mean, just
talk about manipulative.
As evil can be. Doesn't age. She can control his electricity, so she's the AED, really.
She can fly, electricity.
She can fly, yeah.
Super strong.
Just a racist piece of...
Pretty much.
I don't think there's very many redeeming qualities about her, if you watch the show.
She's really good at making memes.
I will say, I think the actress did a really... Like, when she got... Spoiler. At the end of season 2, when she got, for all intents and purposes, fried. I thought that was some really good acting.
Definitely.
She just slipped right back into the old German and the death seed.
Oh yeah.
Like that's what I wanted Darth Vader in what was the prequel, the trilogy, the third one?
Oh, the third one?
Yeah, when him and Obi-Wan Kenobi had their intense fight and Obi-Wan like cut off all of his limbs and stuff and he's laying in the molten lava. That's what Stormfront. I think Stormfront did a way better job.
What's the first one called? Second one is Attack of the Clones or something? I don't know. Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
Is that the third one?
Probably.
Is that the second one?
No, Attack of the Clones is the third one. I don't remember.
Me neither.
Whatever that one is.
I know the scene you're talking about. Episode 3.
It was just done way better. I think Stormfront did it way better than Vader. That's what I wanted Vader to do. Act like that.
Die.
She just did such a good job.
She did. I think the writers did the better job, though.
So, from this.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We got like a 2-horse race. We got a 1-horse
apparently
race.
Translucent.
I like Starlight, yep.
And a little Black Noir.
There's Black Noir at maybe Maeve.
Yeah, Maeve. She just lackluster. Maeve is the one that'd be like, come on. You're so talented. Let's go. Stop being an idiot.
So she's an underachieving AT. She's a young AT that is
super
scared
smart.
To...
It knows that, I can help. I could probably do more, but why would I? Why wouldn't I?
Is that the brand
new?
new?
I'm just gonna do ice and stim.
Is that the brand new AT, or is that the AT that's been around 20 years and is kind of over it and just putting in time?
No, I think 10 to 15 years. You tried to do a little bit more, and it just was it was too hard. You know what? It's easier to just come in, do my job, hook people up on heat and stim, ice and stim. Just stretch. Your back hurts. Well, I don't know. Just do some dead bugs, stretch your hamstrings. If that doesn't work, it should work. And for 20% of the people, it works. And so it's like I tried. That's Maeve to me.
Okay, so
I can't take Maeve.
I'm
just gonna go Black Noir. So I don't want to take Starlight.
I have to take Starlight.
Yeah, of course you do.
I want to take Translucent. That's who I want to take. I think, but it's Starlight because I think deep down she understands people too.
Of course.
So I'll go with the chalk there. Okay. So we had a FMK here from. We had two of them.
I'm gonna go with the chalk. Where did that phrase come from?
I don't know. Kansas. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk. All right, here we go. Kevin said, FMK in the ATR. This is a Halloween-based one.
Okay.
Dressing up for Halloween, handing out candy, or decorating your ATR.
Ugh.
You have to F one, marry one, kill one.
I'm going to kill decorating. Let's face it, decorating means putting everything up and then taking it all down.
Extra work.
I'm
a terrible decorator.
If my mom's listening to this, she's going to be like, seriously, Kevin, who did I raise?
Uh-oh.
She loved decorating.
Just call her back.
I know, right? And then my wife loves decorating. But I will, with my kid, I'm going to enjoy decorating my house. But my place of work, I don't need it. My wife loves decorating for Christmas at the clinic. It's just a task to me. Hopefully she's not listening. Don't anybody tell her. So I'm gonna kill that. I'm
gonna agree. I'll go in with you there. I think that it's whatever.
I'm gonna marry handing out candy. Everybody likes candy. Everybody loves a little treat. I'll have a little treat to be able to snack on. And then I'm going to F dressing up.
So you're going to benefit the most from getting candy because it's going to be there.
It's going to be there for me too. It's a two-way relationship, that candy bowl.
It is. It's the candy. When you hand out candy, let's be honest, you're going to buy what you like to eat the most because you know you're going to eat it.
Or if I buy a grab bag, like I'm handing out the ones that I don't like.
Our neighborhood did the trick or treat last
Hershey
weekend.
Bars.
And we bought a bag of candy, and then we
Hershey bar.
basically finished it before we had the trick or treat day, so we had to go back out and buy more candy.
In your house? No chance.
Yeah. Actually, it was all Julie. It wasn't even me. It wasn't gluten free.
She probably was walking by it. And
it was Kit Kats. She was putting down Kit Kats this last week like it was going on a business.
That's because she runs 44 miles a day.
So so you're going to get the most pleasure out of handing the candy out. So that's why I think I have to F the candy because it's the most pleasurable.
Jesus.
For everyone.
Starlight. A little glow in her eyes.
A little twinkle.
Hey.
Woo.
Hey.
Just don't go too far and pop claw on anybody.
How about when they're in like the psych ward and there's the one guy that has an extension that
God, I had to stop it. I literally stopped and I showed it. I was watching it at work and I'm like, hey, tell me what you think about this. And they're like, oh my God.
I was like, see, that's what we need.
I texted my buddy and said, you ever get strangled by a penis before?
Oh.
Inappropriate. So I think I'm gonna F the candy because it's the most pleasurable for everyone, and I'll marry the
double the pleasure, double the fun.
I will marry the costume because role play. I'm just kidding. That would be effing it.
Hey.
Because you're gonna do it, and then other people. I don't know. It's just.
So as you can see, I'm dressed up as Marty McFly. Marty McFly is my go-to Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Why? I live in Wisconsin, and it can be warm. 2, I love the movie. 3, half of take out this, like, the red puffy vest and, like, the watch. The other stuff I wear.
Regularly. Yeah.
Love it.
All right.
I don't have my glasses, though. Sorry, everybody. Or the hat. Or my shoes. Nobody can see my shoes, though.
All right, real quick. Kayla said, FMK, have to work a game in a Party City, but Halloween costume. Have to tape a zombie, have to retape the zombie because their ankle fell out. All right, never mind. We're going to skip that one. FMK, your athletes are zombies, werewolves, or vampires?
What was it? Vampires,
FMK,
wolves?
Your athletes being zombies, werewolves, vampires.
Zombies, werewolves, vampires. Werewolves are only werewolves at a full moon. So I only have to deal with my athlete once a month?
Oh, that would be so cool.
Vampires, if they're vampires that turns into bats at night, I'm only gonna have to work during the day. And then zombies, unpredictable. If they're fast zombies, I'm out.
That's where I was going. I'm like, the slow zombies, I can get to them faster. I'm fine with that.
I'm out on the fast zombies.
But then, are they going to have?
Those are the scary ones.
They're going to have, but I'm gonna kill zombies.
They're always losing limbs and shit.
Yeah, skin. I hate skin stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm out. Yeah. I'm out on zombies. Kill zombies.
Yeah, I agree. Kill zombies.
I don't want to do any internal medicine.
I'm not dealing with pus and like all the that's too many band-aids. I'm gonna marry werewolves, and I'm gonna F the old vampires. Vampires, there's a little sex appeal to the vampire.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. A sexy vampire or a sexy werewolf?
How many movies have they made about the old sex appeal of vampires?
Yeah, and I've never seen a sexy
nibble.
werewolf.
A little nibble.
So I'll marry the werewolf. It's like having your own dog, your man's best friend.
Oh, good point, Nate. Vampires can't go. What? Oh, shoot.
What did you just say?
Vampires can't go in the sun. Indoor. So then I'm indoor.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm indoor and only during the day.
I mean, that goes back to Team Edward, Team Jacob. Who would you rather work with? You know, I guess I'd rather work with Jacob.
I'd much rather work with Jacob.
Yeah.
Although they're both too brooding for me.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Just grow a beard. Let's go.
You're always working nights.
Basically, you're not working wrestling. Yeah, I'm not. Yes. I'm not a big wrestling. No offense to all the athletic trainers that like to work wrestling.
Secretly finding out they were Team Jacob was my real goal here. Well, I was Team Jacob.
I was always
for sure.
Team Jacob. Always, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Until he started until he imprinted on the kid, that was a little whack.
Yeah.
You haven't seen House of Dragon, man. I was just gonna go somewhere with it, man.
I've not.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of incest?
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking there's incest.
Incest and dragons. That's what it's all about. All right. I think that's all we got.
Want to do a topic?
Let's do our feature topic.
Bump. Fatigue.
Remember Blade. They can daywalk. Remember Blade. SPF 3000. I mean, Marvel announced a new Blade.
Yeah, it's
with the guy from.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
He was in House of Cards. He was in Luke Cage. He was in.
Just looked it up because you were talking about it. Was it last week you were talking about it, or maybe 2 weeks ago or something?
Yeah, last show.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. We're on to the feature. Fatigue, ACLs, injuries.
Yeah, this came up on social media. Do we think that fatigue plays into ACL injuries? I know you have a lot to say about this, so I'll go first.
I mean, I just got stuff.
Okay, let's
the
not.
Poll was what?
Let's not fucking overthink this.
Okay.
Yes,
done.
Fatigue is going to play a role in injuries. All injuries.
Ass it will.
Fatigue has to play at least a small role in hurting yourself.
You want to know why? Because fatigue is part of sports and athletics and movement.
Is it the main contributing factor?
I don't know.
That's not what it's going to play a role.
There is a role.
You know what? When I'm fatigued, I get up in the middle of the night, I have to take a leak, I go down my stairs. If I'm fatigued, I'm tired, I might misstep.
Yep.
Did the fatigue make me
Frazier.
Did I misstep on my stairs? Was it the fatigue that blew my ACL or the fact that I missed a stair and my knee buckled in and it was a mechanical? But fatigue had to have a small role in it.
Yeah.
So in terms of...
What do you think had a major role in it?
The
height of your stair?
Yeah. Well, I just think... I remember reading something a long time ago that says, think about how many people that we see every day that biomechanically look like they've never learned how to do something correctly. Whether it's squat, whether it's walk. I mean, how many people walk and you watch their gait and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe your knee hasn't snapped in half, or your ankle, or you're flat-footed, or whatever. Anatomically, something about these people is not correct. Biomechanically, it's not right. But their nervous system can hold the load. They've adapted to whatever mechanically their body has given them.
Yeah.
So at some point, if those people are going to break down, it's because they have some sort of lack of it. The nervous system can't maintain the load X amount of times. And I think fatigue has to play at least a small role in that. I
think ACLs are a tough one to focus on. And there's some research, and I mean, people even posted some stuff.
Research, lots of research.
Tim something. Sorry, I forget your last name. But on our Twitter page, you put up a poll, and then that definitely it started a little conversation. And Tim posted a few articles, and I went into them and did my best to read, basically the first part of the article. And what I don't like about the research of fatigue that with ACLs is, and granted, I didn't read every word of every research article, but one research article took everybody that they could find that tore their ACL from 2000 to 2018. And when did they tear their ACL? Did they tear their ACL in the beginning of the game, in the middle of the game, at the end of the game, at the beginning of the season, at the middle of the season, or the end of the season? Basically saying, if you tore your ACL in the beginning of the game, then you weren't fatigued. If you tore your ACL at the beginning of the season, you probably weren't fatigued, and vice versa. You all understand what I'm saying. What I don't like about that is every injury is different. So, do we know that Susie McFloozy on
McFloozy.
November 2nd tore her ACL? It was the first game of the season, but it was in the fourth quarter. Did she have a fight with her parents the night before, and she got no sleep? Yeah. So are we assuming she's not fatigued because it's the first game of the season?
Yeah, fatigue doesn't have to be. I mean,
what if player X was not even playing all year, and then it was the 14th game of the season, saying the last game of the season of a NCAA football player, but this is only his third game playing, and he tears his ACL.
And they were cross training all season because they weren't playing, so they were doing extra work on the side.
Yep. Every injury is different, and so I think me and you agree on this. What we hate about only relying on research is meant to be there to help guide, not make the decisions for what we're doing, right? So you can't say, just because there's a research article that says fatigue has nothing to do with getting an injury, that fatigue has nothing to do with getting an injury. Because fatigue is a very, very relative term. Whether or not you put in a perfect situation of somebody goes and does 100 squats and they rate their fatigue, or even I stick a freaking pin in their quad and I say, this muscle's fatigued. And then I say, okay, now go do a box jump, and they didn't tear their ACL. I can't say that fatigue doesn't correlate to ACL injuries. There's no way to just literally make the perfect research paper that says it doesn't have anything to do with it, or it does have something to do with it. Now, this is where it's tough, because I think common sense would say if your muscles are fatigued, you can't have the support you need for your body to do athletic events. But what kind of fatigue are we talking about? And then maybe instead of thinking, is it fatigue or not fatigue? That is the question.
Yeah, is it the fatigue of the muscles? Is it the fatigue of the nervous system? Is it the fatigue of the vascular system? Who knows?
Or is it something else? Right?
Emotional fatigue?
I think we're going to get to a point that we, especially with all the HRV studies that are out there now, and how we're diving deep into what does it mean to actually be recovered. We're going to start evaluating not does fatigue lead to injuries, but what type of fatigue might lead to more injuries, or what type of fatigue doesn't lead to more injuries. Workload kind of things. I mean, we talked about workload a crap ton in baseball. Workload. It was just as dangerous for a player to not be ready and have an appropriate amount of workload and then go into a game as somebody that had too much workload and continued to play in a game. So you had the same equivalent, like if somebody was too fatigued or wasn't fatigued enough, led to probably injury. So wrap your brain around that.
Yeah, I mean,
you have to float in the middle, right?
There's going to be data that's useful and data that's not useful, and you can twist data and you can twist. I mean, if it matches common sense or matches the eye test, that's the most reasonable information.
Our good friend Dave.
I can't wait to see whether he trashes this segment of what we're saying or I don't know what he's going to say.
That guy reads more research than anybody that's ever lived in the entire world. But what he does is he says, it's not the research that I rely on. I use the research to guide me in the decisions that I'm going. And so he hates I'm speaking for him, but he doesn't like evidence-based research. Like that's not a very good term, right? Because it's not like evidence-based means I have to only rely on something that's evidence-based. Like if there's no evidence, I can't do it anymore. And so it's using only that data is tough. Now, I would say the opposite. People like you and me that like are just like, whatever. Like what is my, like, what am I seeing and what am I like feeling and like what are my athletes telling me? We also need a little bit of like, hey, check it.
Yeah, give me the abstract.
Yeah, like check it. Like maybe your thoughts need to be like guided a little bit. That I don't need to think that maybe this player was too fatigued, and that's what caused the ACL. I probably need to look at the other factors. But it's a small factor. It can't not be a factor because athletics and movement involve fatigue. If you're not fatiguing when you're doing athletics or movement, you're not doing it right.
Well, then why are we even having the competition if we already know what the end result is going to be? This person is stronger than the other person and they're never going to fatigue.
It's literally saying, do athletics lead to injury? Yes.
Otherwise, we're all out of jobs.
Why would I ever do a research article on whether or not athletics leads to injury? Athletics are bound to lead to injury. But
if I drive my car more, will I get into more accidents?
But I can't say if I don't do athletics, I won't get injured. And so therefore, if I don't get fatigued, if I do get fatigued, I will get injured. Or if I don't get fatigued, I will get injured. Like, you can't say either of them.
Yeah.
And so it's a funny debate. I mean, I love that like people get so passionate about it because it's just another data point, like you said.
I think the spirit of the argument probably is fatigue like the number one factor. Like that's probably where you could really have a good argument. Is it the number one factor in injury? I don't know. That's another whole debate. But to say, is it a factor at all? Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Of course.
Who knows if, let's just say somebody that tears their ACL. We'll stick with ACLs. Your typical, 19-year-old female soccer player tears her ACL. Was she experiencing an increased laxity over the last 3 years, and she was actually close to tearing that ACL at any moment if somebody slide tackled her wrong, but then finally, on the first game of her third season of college soccer, ready to go, in the best shape of her damn life, and then she steps wrong to strike the ball, and boom, ACL goes. Is that because of fatigue? No. It's probably because of 400 times a day that she did that.
Yep.
And, then can you extrapolate fatigue over the course of an athlete's career? Maybe that's the answer.
Yeah, did Breece Hall just tear his ACL because he was fatigued? We don't know. It's early in the season, technically.
Didn't look like it the game before.
Yeah.
Pretty much was a monster.
Yeah.
And now, thankfully, because they went out and got James Robinson, and I got Travis Etienne.
You got a new starting running back.
I got a new starting running back, y'all.
Bell cow.
The running back, y'all.
Yeah.
The running back.
Well, fun.
Love it. Research.
There's so much good stuff on Twitter right now. I know seems like an oxymoron, but we do follow and we get some topics. So
this just in, Twitter's our new sponsor.
No, like if you guys put stuff out there.
Love you, Elon.
I know the moms thing is a thing. We're gonna look into it very closely, potentially for next week.
All you moms out there.
The Candid Moms Talk. Imagine that.
So we'll see. It's a great topic.
So as stuff goes out on social media, we'll look into it and maybe use it. So
yeah, absolutely. All right.
We love the discussions. Yeah, we gotta
9 times 58 equals
522.
You're proving my point. These buttons are so small. What did
9
you say?
times 58 is
9 times 58 is what?
522.
Dang it, you're right.
That's what you said, right? 9 times 58.
Yeah, 9 times 58. The buttons are really small. People must have had really small hands in the 80s. It's the Candid Athletic Training podcast, right?
It's Candid Calculations.
That's Chad. I'm Kevin. Happy Halloween, everybody. Thanks to Healthy Roster, thanks to Smart Tools, thanks to Human Kinetics. You are all allowing us to have great members and put this podcast on.
Go eat some candy.
Go eat some candy. Go scare some people. After all, it is Halloween. And we'll see you all later. Bye. Knowledge is king. Knowledge is king.